Hello, traders, and welcome to the Friday wrap-up, February 27, 2015. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. It's actually my Saturday morning, traders. It's quite early. It's just after 7 a.m. Remember, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, great to be with you. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I am your moderator for the Friday wrap-up and also the market opening preview, which is brought to you every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful career in the public safety department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I came over to Thailand on a 3-month holiday to celebrate my career. Well, traders, it's 2015 and I'm still here and having a great time. It's a great place to trade Forex. You can trade all three sessions and still get a decent night's rest. I do trade the markets every day. I'm in the markets every day. I'm watching, I'm listening to fundamentals, I'm watching charts. I'm looking for that opportunity where my probability of winning that trade is on my side. Don't win every trade. Nobody ever wins every trade. Anybody tells you they win every trade, quickly hit the delete button on that one, okay? Somebody will lose a trade. There's nobody out there that wins every trade, okay? All right, let's get over to the risk disclaimer. This is all legal stuff. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most of all, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Remember, traders, that past performance of any trading system and methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's get over to the commentary, and let's take a look at how the markets closed, which was only a couple hours ago. The Nikkei 225 closed up barely at 0.06%. The S&P ASX 200 closed up 0.34%, and the Shanghai closed up 0.37%, with the Hang Seng in the red at negative 0.32%, and that the Kospi is at negative 0.37%. Sorry, traders, yes, that was Asia. And let's go over to the U.S., and the Dow 30 closed down 0.45%, and the S&P 500 closed down negative 0.30%, as the NASDAQ closed in the red also at 0.49%, and the Russell 2000 is also negative 0.46%. So what do we see here? A lot of red. A lot of people in the red. All right, let's head over to the Eurozone and take a look at what happened there. The DAX closed at 0.88% in the green. The FTSE is in the red, barely, just at negative 0.04%, with the CAC 40 in the green at 0.83%, and the Eurostoxx 50 is in the green at 0.67%. So that's the way the markets closed for the end of the week. And I was reading the papers this morning, and believe it or not, the S&P 500 is made record level numbers this year. So congratulations to the S&P 500. Good to see that. So the stock market's done very well this year, and it looks like it's continuing into the next year. Commentary, trading was very interesting this week. Some days were good, some days were bad. We had a couple of days where we had no data, which was a technical day, which is, to be honest, I truly enjoy. And other days we had a lot of data and we had a lot of whipsawing and stuff like that. I think we have a good trading week coming up ahead. I'm going to go over some daily charts. We're going to take a look at some daily charts. Now, the purpose of this is that I'm basically showing you, I don't have trade setups on these daily charts. What I'm showing you on these daily charts is I want to show you what spatial intelligence is. I want to show you what the chart looks like when you sit back and go, wow, is that what that looks like? And because what you want to do is you want to put that back in your mind when you trade and Remember that when you go down to your time frame that you traded, which is the 15-minute or the 5-minute or the hourly or the 4-hour or the 1 hour or the daily or whatever you trade, you want to remember that daily chart. The daily chart rules in my book. The daily chart absolutely rules in my book. All right, so why don't we get started? As usual, we will start our trading charts with the euro dollar. So euro dollar, you can see it's been absolutely in a downtrend. I've had a couple of blue days, but pretty much this is in a downtrend. It's not quite at support yet, but looks like it's heading that way. It looks like it's going to continue to the downside. I don't see any strength there. With the Eurozone having its issues and Greece having its issues, it's getting pretty interesting over there, I have to be honest with you. But the euro, folks, the only thing we want to do with the euro is sell it. All we want to do is sell it. I do not even want to counter trend trade this pair. All I want to do is sell it. When we get a change of trend to the upside, then I'll change my mind. But at the moment, all we want to do is take this and sell it. I don't know, traders. We're getting close. We're at 1.119. You know, we could be at parity pretty soon. I mean, this thing is dumping like a rock. So this is going to be very interesting to watch and trade, by the way. All right, let's head over to the. Wow, that's supposed to be the U.S. dollar and the Swissy, and it's doing what it should do. And it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It came back up to that 200 exponential moving average. Now it's above it. If you would have fibbed that long red candle, which was the day that they lifted the 1.2 floor, you would have seen that this is probably at, well, it's probably pretty close to the 618 fib if you would have fibbed that. And now is the test because it's been at this price level now for like 5 days. It hasn't been able to break it. Well, if you look left of the chart, you'll see that we are at pretty strong resistance, aren't we? So we'll see what happens here. This is going to be pretty interesting to see in our next coming week. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through our trading week. Let's take a look at the pound. This is pound dollar. Pound dollar, again, I put a line on the chart there showing resistance for my market opening preview video on Friday. And look at what happened as we see that we ended up with a red candle. And your last candle might not be the same as mine, and don't let that worry you. The reason for that is because I have my charts and my program set for Bangkok time. Okay? All right. So what are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with this pound? Well, folks, this is bearish. This is not a change of trend. This hasn't taken out any significant highs. You know, if it went up to the 200, even before that, if you take the next level up of the next level up of resistance. Now, if it took that out, I would say, yeah, we're going to change a trend, right? So, in order to get a change of trend, we need this to pull back, and then we need this to break this current high, that red candle, and then continue to the upside. So, we need this to fib back and then break this resistance line and continue up. And then I would say we're in a change of trend. But what's happening now is the pound is getting strong for whatever reason, and as we know, the dollar is strong. So we're getting two of these. So it's like a magnet, right? Putting two magnets together, they just won't touch. So if this keeps the way it is, it's a good chance that the pound dollar is going to be sideways next week because we have strong against strong, and we don't want to trade strong against strong. We always want to trade weak against weak. I mean, weak against strong or strong against weak. I got it. It's okay. All right. This is our dollar yen chart. I just wanted to show you this. For those of you who don't have the dollar index on your system, on your platform, just take a look at the dollar yen. This will give you a really good idea. Pretty much if you overlap it, they're pretty close together. And this is what I expected. The dollar basically has evened out and has basically gone sideways. And that's what we expected. We talked about it last week, that there's a good chance that this is just going to chill out now. It's going to hold, and we're not going to see no big moves, and it's going to head sideways, and that's exactly what is happening. Let's take another great look at another pair that I really enjoy trading, and that's the euro yen. The euro yen is bearish. Yeah, bearish. Remember, it was probably less than a month ago, we were talking how bullish it was. Well, guess what? It's bearish. So It's got a lot of room to go down to support, so this has a lot of room to trade, and that's another thing about looking at these daily charts. If you take a look at the bottom of the chart, you can see where your current price is, where the bottom of the chart, where support is. You have plenty of room to trade this to the downside. You got plenty of pips to get break even and trade this safely. So if I was trading today, I trade hourly charts, I'd be looking to sell this. And I'm probably late according to this daily chart. But you know, you'd want to sell this, whatever time frame you're trading. You want to sell the euro yen. This is bearish. There's nothing bullish about this chart. All right, let's take a look over at our beast, pound yen. Pretty surprisingly, the action that this has taken. This has bounced off this 200 exponential moving average. We talked about it last week, and look at this thing. It just keeps giving us higher highs and higher lows. Yes, we do get our red days, but for the most part, it is heading to the upside. However, it is now coming up on resistance. If you take a look left of the chart, all the way left of the chart, go to that last candle you can see left of the chart and look at that line going across, which is current price. And that is pretty strong resistance coming back through there. It's tried to break through it 4 times and has not been able to break it. So it's going to be interesting to trade this. What I would do, traders, if you were going to trade this, was I'd take the high of that blue candle, which would be the high, to the low at the 200 exponential moving average of that blue candle, and I would fib this. And I'd take a look and see where we're at. And I bet we're pretty close to the 618. Now let's see if this thing takes a turnaround to the downside. So this is going to be pretty interesting to watch the beast as our week comes upon us. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie yen. Another great pair to trade. Nice, there's nothing bullish about the Aussie. It has its days, but really it had a couple of days there last week, and it had a couple of big blue days this week where the Aussie just jumped up. Now, that was not the Aussie that did that, traders. That was not the Aussie. That was the yen. Okay, those were announcements coming out of the yen that caused these blue days. The Aussie is weak. Okay, there is no strength in the Aussie. They get some data come out. They get strong. They had data today being Friday and Thursday, and didn't do anything. It moved 30 pips, and by the time London opened, it was back to where it wasn't where it started. So, this is not the Aussie that's causing this price action on this chart. It's the yen. Let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. See how that takes a look, and as we can see, it is pretty ugly, and that's why I continue to say that the Aussie is weak, and their country wants it this week. They want it back down to 75. So, we will continue to watch this. And traders, do you want to buy this? No, we do not want to buy this. Whatever time frame you're trading, we want to. We absolutely want to sell this. We do not want to buy this. I don't even want to buy this counter trend. If I was to do a fib on a 1-hour chart. I just want to sell this. I just want to sell the Aussie. I have no intentions of buying this. So I'm looking for extremes on my 1-hour chart, right? So I'm looking for extremes, and then I'm looking to sell it. Okay. Let's take a look at the Euro Swiss. We don't look at the Euro Swiss very often. We're going to start looking on a weekly basis. As the chart you're seeing today is what we'll be doing every week now. Is sort of trying to get formalized with what we look at. And if you take a look at this looks like it's probably at the 38.2. It's probably not even at the 50% fib here. And it's gone sideways, but it is moving up. The last 3 days we've had lower lows and lower highs. So we'll see what happens in our next Asia session after our 2-day break. So we'll take a look at that. But, the Euro Swiss, I think it's kind of funny myself when this comes back up to 1.20. And I think that's where it's going. I think this is just going to continue to rise. And especially as the euro drops, I expect this to continue to the upside, and it'll be back up to 1.20 before you know it. And we'll be back. And all that nonsense was just nonsense and just caused the market a lot of aggravation. All right, let's take a look at the euro pound. Another great pair to trade. The pound is strong, right? We know that. We know the pound is strong. The euro is weak, right? So why not take advantage of that? And if you took advantage of that, you would see, especially if you looked at this chart and just walked into the room and saw this chart, and somebody said, well, which way is this going? You would automatically say it's going down. Look at the curvature of the 200 exponential moving average. This is going short, so we want to short this pair. I don't care what time frame you trade, you've got to keep this in the back of your mind that this is going to go short, okay? Now, if you're into correction waves and all that sort of thing, that's great. But, of course, you're probably very good at it, so you can do that. But for the average trader, especially for the new trader that's trading with us, please, you want to short the euro pound, and that's about it. I have not checked, and I need to check how many pips this is trading a day. I might add this to my list if it's over 180, about. I like trading pairs that are over 100 pips a day, or 80 or 90 pips a day. The probability of success of winning the trade is more on your side, other than trading a pair that's trading 38 pips a day or 40 pips a day. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. This pair has really been wacky. This pair really was all over the place this week. You can see by these candles. We've got dojis, and we've got all these indecision candles. It's sort of at the 50% of the last fib. Can't break this area, and we haven't even hit resistance yet. I have no idea what's going on with the New Zealand dollar, to be perfectly honest with you. Trade what's in front of you, trade it by the day, and watch their data, because the New Zealand reacts to data very well. All right, here's the dollar CAD, which we expect it to be sideways, and it is, and it's doing its thing. It's sideways. I expect a breakout here, and we'll see how that goes. There's not a lot to say about this pair. It's just sideways, but it is definitely in an uptrend, so we want to buy it. So I'd love to see this thing, come back down, break support, and then come back up again. So basically fib the current swing and see this bounce and come back up again, and we'll buy it. And here's our pound Aussie, which is another one of my favorites. Really doing well, but here again, this is bullish. The pound is bullish, and the Aussie is weak. So you want to trade this pair. These are daily charts, my friends. These are daily charts. So these candles that you're seeing are a lot of pips. These are 30, 50, 60 pips on some of these candles. So I know it doesn't look like it's a big deal, but these are a lot of pips being moved here on these charts. But again, if you walked into a room and somebody said, which way we going, you would say up. And that's correct. We are bullish on the pound Aussie. And our last pair of the day for the week in our Friday wrap-up is the Euro Aussie, which I absolutely adore trading. It does challenge me sometimes. And it's bearish. And it took a great bounce off that 200 exponential moving average. And I wish I was in this. I missed this, but this was a great pair to trade, because you could have caught this and on a lower time frame, and this was just nice. And for 5 days, just continued to the downside. And so this pair is bearish, so we want to sell it. All right, way over my time, traders. A lot to talk about. Traders, I'd like to thank you on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come and visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, have a great weekend. Spend time with your loved ones, families, and friends. Get some rest and do some Forex homework. And we'll catch you next week. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.